In combat sports, silence can speak louder than fists. And when Dana White was put on the spot at the Zufa Boxing launch, the silence in the room told a story all by itself. For years, UFC press conferences have felt carefully managed. The questions are predictable, the answers rehearsed. But in this moment, one reporter cut through the noise and forced Dana White into a corner. Sean Zittel, mic in hand, didn't play along with the usual fight week script. He praised Dana, set the stage, and then dropped the question that stopped everything cold.
So my question to you is, why then do you want to make sweeping changes to the Muhammad Ali Reform Act that is meant to protect fighters to bring about a business model that currently has your company already paid out $375 million in antitrust lawsuits and has 2 potential pending class action lawsuits on the way as well?
Well, this is obviously a law.
Why push to rewrite the Muhammad Ali Act, the very law designed to protect fighters, when the UFC is already tied up in antitrust lawsuits worth hundreds of millions of dollars? The crowd shifted, cameras zoomed in, and for the first time in years, Dana White looked rattled. He fired back. This isn't about me. This is about the fighter. If you want to talk, set up an interview.
Follow-up, Dana.
But Sean wasn't done.
Earlier
He
this
pressed
week, the
harder,
California
pointing
State
to
Athletic
California
Commission
hearings about TKO lobbying for changes to that same law. And again, Dana sidestepped, his voice sharper now, his patience thin. Moments like this expose the truth. The UFC's control over media access has shaped a culture where hard questions rarely surface. Fight weeks have become slick productions, but hollow ones. What Zittel did wasn't showboating, it was journalism. And fans noticed. The clip exploded online, sparking debates across forums, podcasts, and social media. Some praised Dana for holding his ground. Others said it proved the UFC has no appetite for real scrutiny. Subscribe to MMA Arena right now if you want these stories without the filters, because this is where we cut through the noise. Back to the press conference, the tension didn't fade. Dana dismissed Zittel as an asshole, insisting the moment wasn't right for such questions. But here's the thing, when is the right time? Fight week is when the world is watching. When new ventures like Zufa Boxing are under the microscope, accountability matters. And the irony, Dana has always mocked boxing pressers for being too long, too theatrical, too slow.
Listen, I get it. You want to showboat right now. Set up an interview with me if this is really what you want to talk about.
It's America, baby.
Questions for these two, ask them and you can
Yet here he was, front and center in a boxing launch that dragged with delays, music acts, and politics, everything he used to ridicule. Then came Max Kellerman's return. Once the voice of boxing on HBO, Kellerman re-emerged on the stage, but instead of challenging narratives, he poured praise over Dana White and Turki El-Sheikh, calling Dana the savior of combat sports, suggesting he could build an NBA of boxing. But fans weren't buying it.
He built something like the NBA. Stop now, because he's about to do it for boxing.
Social media lit up with criticism, accusing Kellerman of abandoning the sharp edge that made him great. And when Canelo Alvarez stepped up, he shut down the narrative in his own way.
Bigger and big. Don't say boxing is not big enough.
It was a reminder that no promoter, no executive, no billionaire can erase the sport's history or its heartbeat. Meanwhile, the show itself revealed cracks. Every fight went the distance, long gaps stretched between bouts. Dana sat at ringside, not in command, not directing traffic like in UFC events, but more like a guest in someone else's kingdom. Fans noticed, analysts noticed, and questions grew loud.
So we almost had a fist fight in one of our...
Was this really Dana's vision for boxing, or just another piece of Turkey's Riyadh season empire? One thing stood out though. Jon Anik, crossing over from the UFC booth, delivered a flawless performance on commentary. Calm, authoritative, versatile, many fans said he carried the broadcast. Alongside him, Andre Ward shined as one of the best fighter analysts in the game. Max Kellerman, too, redeemed himself once the fights began. His sharp insights reminded viewers why he wants to find the sport's voice. But all the polish in the booth couldn't hide the uneasy reality. Dana White had promised sweeping changes to boxing, a faster product, no wasted time, no bloated theatrics. But instead, this looked like the very
Dana
thing he
White
used
is
to
the
condemn. And then
greatest
came the
combat
oddest
sports
moment of the
promoter.
night. Turkey promised a big announcement from Dana White. Cameras turned. The stage was set. And Dana said nothing. The announcement never came. Later, Dana explained it was about 100,000 bonuses for Fight of the Night and Performance of the Night, twice the UFC's usual bonus. UFC fighters noticed, and they weren't happy. For all the money that flowed in boxing that night, fighters back in the UFC locker rooms were asking a simple question: why not us? By the end of the night, the fights had delivered. Canelo and Crawford stood tall, boxing remained strong. But Dana White's role, that felt different. At UFC events, he is the storm, the center of gravity. At Zufa Boxing, he was a passenger, watching, waiting, maybe even questioning if his promised vision could survive in a sport as unpredictable as boxing. And the fans saw it, the media saw it, and Dana White himself couldn't hide it.